Welcome, beautiful soul. So today we're going to focus on our sacral chakra with relation to experiencing depression. So you're going to need a block or a cushion and you're going to place it kind of like here, and you're going to lie down, bringing the soles of the feet together. How close or how far away you have them is totally up to you. And you're going to lay back on the block, so your head is off the block, so your chest is lifted. Now, if for some reason your head doesn't touch the floor or it feels tense, you can put another cushion or block underneath your head. And just make a little diamond shape with your thumbs and index fingers and place that over your belly button. So we're kind of like pointing down towards the sacral chakra. Then you're going to soften and close your eyes. So heart is open, hips are open, which can feel quite vulnerable for some. Soften or close your eyes. So make sure you can find a position that you can completely relax in. I'm going to move in order to talk. I want you to stay where you are. Just breathe. Imagine breathing down into your hands. So the sacral chakra, our second energy center, is to do with passion, pleasure, playfulness. Now, when we're feeling kind of depressed, we don't tend to take as much pleasure from the things that we normally enjoy. The negative energy here is guilt. So if we're feeling guilt, and we can often feel guilty for being depressed, right? We can feel guilt, anger, all those kind of emotions. The sacral chakra is also known as our emotional center. It's our center of rhythm and flow, and of allowing emotions to flow through us. And we need to process emotions in a healthy, healing way. If we don't, then they can become stuck, particularly around our hips. So we'll be doing quite a lot on the hips today. So I want you to take a moment to simply notice how you feel right this moment in time, without judging, without criticizing, without making it good, bad, right or wrong, just simply noticing how you feel this moment in time. And if you're feeling really crappy, if you're feeling really depressed, if you're feeling stressed, if you're feeling anxious, try saying to yourself, a part of me feels depressed, a part of me feels anxious. And as you do that, notice where your attention is drawn to. You may notice an area in your body that feels tight or tense, or an area where you've been holding pain or discomfort. And again, also notice if you feel vulnerable, because with the feet together, hips open, it's quite a vulnerable position. If you've ever been through any kind of abuse of any kind, then that can sometimes feel quite vulnerable, because you're kind of open, especially your open heart as well. So if you do notice that you're feeling vulnerable, just acknowledge that and be kind to yourself. And set an intention to connect with your body and yourself on every level, on an energetic level, on a physical level, on an emotional level, to allow yourself to feel in order to heal. I allow myself to feel in order to heal. Because if we don't acknowledge our emotions, we can't process them. I allow myself to feel in order to heal. So imagine breathing down into your hands, down into your belly, down into your sacral chakra, with your heart opening, and hopefully with each out breath, you'll feel yourself relax a little bit more down into the mat. So feel your shoulders relax, your hips relax. Again, being kind to yourself. Whatever arises, let it arise. You've got this Lulu come here too. She loves joining me on the mat. So if you watch me regularly, you'll have met a few of my fairy family. Just a couple more nice deep breaths. This is also a pose that you can do on its own. If you're feeling a little bit stressed, it's very soothing, and it's kind of like uplifting as well, because it opens your heart, because the chest is lifted, so it opens the heart chakra as well as stimulating the sacral chakra, breathing down into the belly. Take another nice deep breath in, and let it go. Sigh it out. just gently bring your knees together. Slide out the block or the cushion. Pop that down to one side. Just take a moment with your spine flat on the floor. So we're going to be focusing on the hips today. So we hold a lot of tension in our hips. So separate your knees and your feet. Also engaging the core here. So you're going to float your right leg up, knee over the hip. So you're going to inhale, almost touch the toe to the floor, then exhale, circle it around and bring it back over the hip. So inhale, almost touch the floor, exhale, circle it around and down. So we're mobilizing into the hips whilst also activating the core muscles. So down, around and back. Breathing in and out. At the same time, draw your belly button in towards the spine to keep the body nice and still. And we're going to change directions. You can take the knee out to the side, touch toe to the floor, exhale, circle around and in. Breathing in and out. Again, draw that belly button in. Don't worry if your circle's a little bit smaller, doesn't matter. Loosening up into your hips. Then pop that foot down onto the mat, float the left leg up. Same thing on this side, so inhale, almost touch the floor, exhale, circle around and back in. Breathe in and out. Yeah, noticing if one side feels different to the other in any way. And then change direction, so open the knee out to the side, touch toe almost to the floor, circle around and back in. Breathe in and out. In and out. And hug both knees in towards the chest. Inhale, bring your nose towards your knees. You can rock along the spine a couple of times. Massaging your spine. You can use your legs a little bit for momentum and just massaging the spine. Then bring yourself up to sitting. Sit yourself right back. Again, bring the soles of the feet together once more. If you can, wrap your hands around your feet and try and bring your sit bones closer to your heels. I'm going to do a full butterfly. So you're going to bring the knees up as high as you can, press them down as high as low as you can. Now you'll see that I've got quite deep hip sockets, so I've never had particularly flexible hips, and that's okay, because we all have our kind of strengths and weaknesses. I'm not a naturally hypermobile person. Try and lift up out of the waist. Imagine the crown of the head extending up to the sky. Nice deep breaths. And keep affirming to yourself, I allow myself to feel in order to heal. And be aware of the voice of judgment and criticism, which often joins in, like, oh, this is hard, this is boring, this is blah, 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 I can't do this, I'm no good, la, 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 la. So if you want to know, I don't find this easy to sit in this position, but I just kind of get on with it. Us humans love to judge, or rather our ego mind loves to judge, loves to give us a running commentary, loves to judge, as well as tell us how rubbish we are and how life's always going to be a struggle and blah, 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 blah. And if we then end up believing our thoughts, then that can make our depression even worse. So just a couple more breaths. Also notice how this is affecting your lower body. So we're also stimulating the lower energy centers. Go in there, go in there. One more nice deep breath in. Again, sigh out. Now release, bring your left foot across. And if you can, pick up your right foot. If you can, bring it into the crook of your left elbow. Clasp your hands. If you can't quite manage that, try and hold on to the foot and the knee. And when I first started doing this exercise, I was forever tipping over backwards. I found it a real kind of struggle. So try and sit up nice and tall. Try and keep your head in alignment and rock the baby. So imagine you're holding a baby and you're rocking it nice and gently. So you don't want to give it a headache by throwing it around. So imagine you're looking at a spot in the distance, and you can soften or close your eyes if you wish, but we just want to keep the head still so you're not like swinging the head around with that leg. Again, we're mobilizing into the hips as well as the spine. And this time, maybe affirm. I allow all emotions to flow freely throughout my being. I allow all emotions to flow freely throughout my being. Because we often try and resist certain emotions. I mean, we don't want to feel depressed, do we? But when we resist something, we actually give more energy to it. I allow all emotions to flow freely throughout my being. Because the worst thing to do is to make yourself wrong for feeling a certain way. That really is not going to help. Yeah, one more nice deep breath in. And out. And release that foot. Pop it down. And switch sides. So get yourself kind of set up. Again, if you can, bring that foot into the crook of the elbow and push the foot into the elbow. Push the elbow back into the foot. Again, clasp the hands. And you might find it's easier to do on one side than the other. So again, slowly rocking the baby. Don't give it a headache. Keep your head still. So maybe focus on a point right in front of you, and then soften or close your eyes. And imagine you're still staring at that point. I allow all emotions to flow freely through me. Because whenever we try and repress, deny, ignore, then it just kind of grows and grows and grows. So in order to free ourselves, and I talk as someone who has a lot of experience with depression, and more recently with anxiety. And when we try and kind of suppress it or ignore it, which I've never been very good at, to be fair, it just grows, it gets worse. So allowing ourselves to feel, to acknowledge each emotion without making ourselves wrong or bad. You know, we can often carry a lot of other emotions like anger, resentment, guilt, whatever, because we don't want to feel guilty and other people are better off than us and blah, blah, blah. Why should I feel depressed? Blah, 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 blah. It's not always logical, okay? And release that foot back down. I'm going to come into Sukhasana, cross-legged position, easy pose. So if you need to, sit on a block or a bolster. If you can, try and cross the legs at the shins rather than at the ankles. And you can always put cushions or blocks underneath your knees, because sometimes having something to press against allows you to relax around the hips. Grab your butt cheeks, pull them back, so you're tilting your pelvis forward slightly, holding on to your shins to begin with, and focus on your spine. So you're doing like a spine flex. As you breathe in, draw your heart forward. As you breathe out, round for the upper body. Head stays in neutral position. So move at a fairly good pace, in, out. Again, just focusing on your spine. We're also activating the central nervous system, so the head just stays in neutral. So you're not trying to keep it totally still, you're just not lifting it up. Just focusing on the front and back of the spine. You'll also again feel it and releasing in your hips. And bring a little smile to your face, even if you don't feel like smiling. That's one of the things I tend to do, because when we're feeling crappy, we tend to have a miserable look on our face. And as soon as you start to smile, the whole face relaxes, and you're also telling your brain that you want to be happy. 3, 2, 1, and release. And bring your hands to your knees, and imagine doing like a spine flex to the right, to the front, to the left, and then rounding. So drawing a big circle. Inhale forward, exhale around. Breathing in and out. Now try not to overthink it, okay? Try not to think too much. Because when we think about it, we get self-conscious and like, oh, I don't know if I'm doing it right, and blah, 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 blah. And it becomes very stiff and stilted. Because what might feel good for you might be totally different to what feels good for me. And I focus now on feeling rather than form. So it's not about making a perfect shape. It's about how it feels, how you feel, how your body feels, and what your body needs. Because we're all different. We all need different things. And then go round the other way. Breathing in as you come forward, out as you come around. And you can close your eyes. Just really feel into it. Whilst you're here, you can bring in the affirmation. I allow myself to feel fully. I allow myself to feel fully. And that includes feeling happiness, joyfulness, playfulness. Because sometimes there might be a part of us that almost feels like we don't deserve happiness, even if you're not consciously aware of it. And I get that quite a lot. A lot of people don't realise that a part of them believes that they don't deserve to be happy, which is nonsense. I allow myself to feel fully. And come back to center. Stretch the legs out, shake them out. Then bring your feet to the floor, push up onto your feet, tip forward, and just hang down. And soften your knees and slowly start to roll up to standing. So take your time, no rush. Coming all the way up to standing. Just taking a breath here, kind of orienting yourself to that standing position. And then keeping the feet about hip width apart, just take a big step back with the right foot. Big easy step back with the right foot. Toes turn out slightly. And imagine you've got a ball of energy between your hands. You're going to inhale as you bring the ball forward. You're going to exhale as you take it back. I want you just to focus on your movement, your breath. And notice what your body wants. So you may stay on one level, or you may explore higher. There really is no right or wrong. Just keep the shoulders relaxed, wrists relaxed, and listen to your body. So soften your eye gaze if you're trying to blur around the edges. So you're just focus on your ball of energy between your hands. Again, soften your jaw. Again, notice any, oh, I don't know if I'm doing it right, my version doesn't look the same as hers, and all that kind of nonsense that our ego comes up with. And just smile at it. Smile at it. Or ask yourself the question, what feels good to me today? What feels good to me today? So it becomes like a kind of moving meditation where you're aware of nothing else but your body, your breath. And then coming back to the front of the mat or back to feet hip width. And stepping the left foot back. So be comfortable, step back and get your ball of energy. Inhale as you bring it forward. And exhale as you take it back. And keep asking yourself, what feels good? What feels good today? If my body were running the class, how does it want to move? Because we tend to kind of think of the body as just something we're lumbered with, rather than, something that loves us. And I also talk as someone who had a real love-hate relationship with their body, and even sort of 15 years from the age of 11. So I've worked a lot on self-love, if you like, self-acceptance. And I still would love to gain some more weight, but I do my best to love myself as I am, as I move towards a slightly curvier version of myself. Coming back, feet hip width. Relax the arms. And then just start to move. I call this freestyle movement rather than dancing, because when you say dancing, people are like, oh my god, I can't dance. Your body knows how to dance. Just soften your eye gaze. Feel the music. So your body knows how to move. We just need to get out of our own head. So imagine no one else is watching. No one else is watching. Dancing is one of the best ways to raise our energy, or moving, just moving to music. Using circles. So you think of it as more as movement rather than dancing. So once we get rid of our inhibitions, and then have fun. That's why when we've had people ask wine or whatever, it's easy because it affects, alcohol affects the part of our brain that is the part that goes, oh my god, they're looking at me. Oh, they might laugh at me. As if that's going to be the end of the world if they do laugh at you. So life is all about pleasure. It's all about feeling good and having fun. And so I know when you're feeling depressed, it's sometimes hard to feel a sense of pleasure. I know that, as I've had a lot of experience with depression. From the age of 14. And this is why I know that what I teach works. Because I use it myself. Then just smile, doesn't matter what you're doing. Just imagine you had a few glasses of wine or whatever. Woo. What have we got next? Learning to laugh at yourself and not take yourself too seriously is really important. My sense of humour is what has kept me going. But it doesn't matter if you're not doing the same thing as I am. It's all good. Just move. Shake it off. Shake off all those negative emotions you don't want. Shake it off. Shake it off. Shake it. 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 This literally kind of resets your nervous system. So literally shaking up your cells. Shake the leg. Shake it out. Shake it, shake it, shake it. Laughing at yourself, really important. Other leg. Shake it. Shake it. Shake it. Imagine shaking your inner organs, your heart and lungs. Woo! What about old school aerobics? Getting your heart pumped up is also a great way to shift your energy. Okay. On its way. Around, boom, 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 boom. This is also a good way to shake off those negative emotions. 10 seconds, just let it all go. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And just stand quietly and notice how you feel. And believe me, I've been through the, oh, I feel silly, I'm not doing it right, la 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 la, all that kind of stuff. I've been there. So notice how you feel. If you're a little bit out of breath, that's good. If your heart rate is up, that's good. And believe me, when I get depressed, I don't feel like doing anything. I can't be bothered to do anything. My mood is low, my energy is low. It's like, ugh. But sometimes you just gotta make yourself move. Laugh at yourself. Laughter is one of the best medicines, honestly. And then give yourself a hug. And if you feel the need to come down to rest, you can come down in Shavasana and stay there, or you can come back into the position that we did first of all. But be kind to yourself, okay? Accept your present best, which means our best changes from day to day, even throughout the day, depending on the time, the energy, the information, the emotional capacity, the skills, whatever that we have at that moment in time. So there'll be days when I'm tired and I don't teach my best, but I accept that it was the best that I could do at that moment in time, and it's really important. Be kind to yourself. Sometimes it's literally about not even taking it one day at a time, it's about taking it one breath at a time. Remember to smile because it relaxes your whole face. Thank you so much for joining me. If you have any questions, any comments, please let me know. Namaste. Much love to you. Mwah.